Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you had a great weekend, beautiful weekend, and hopefully the weather is going to hold out here as we go forward to the next week. I know it's going to cool down a little bit, but altogether, it's May. You can't kind of beat that, but I know it's tough to stay inside the house and not go see your friends and all that good stuff. But let's get into it. Week 5 here, and as we get closer and closer, we're going to get towards the end of the year and towards graduation for many of you. And so altogether, we got a pretty cool week set up. We're not going to go into too many different battles. We're going to take a look at only 2 different battles this week. More than anything else, what you're going to do is do some interesting writing. And this one's just going to be imagination related. It's going to be something that, yeah, you're going to involve some fact and whatnot, but altogether, I want you to have some fun with this. And I want you to really kind of just dive deep and be creative with it. So, what we have this week, you're only going to have 2 assignments and only 2 assignments because one of the assignments is a big one. You're going to have one day just to study up and see what the experiences were like for a soldier. And then from there, you're going to have 2 days just to work and create chapter 1 of your soldier's life paper. And so I tried to set aside some good time for you to work on this project. And what this is I call it the soldier's life project. It's a writing project that has to do with you trying to take the role of a soldier in the Civil War. You make up the name, you make up what rank they are, you make up who they fought for, what regiment, but it's your story, and I want you to tell it the way you want to tell it. I don't want to talk too much about it, but all you're doing right now for this week is part 1. Why did they sign up? What their experience is like? What kind of training did they partake in when they first joined up with that regiment? So just part 1, and on Monday you're going to get some training videos for you, some research videos, so that you can dig in and see what it was like to be a soldier and see why some of the soldiers signed up and see what their experiences were like in camp. And then I also have my example for you. So I've given you a pretty detailed example, I hope, that is going to give you a good pathway for you to write your story. I wanted to, especially in this online environment, I want you to have all the resources necessary to do a good job with this. But Monday to Wednesday, that's all that's going to be focused on is trying to write that first chapter of the paper. Why did your soldiers sign up? What was their rank? What were their early experiences when they first arrived for training camp? And then Thursday, Friday, we're going to get back into that whole leadership study as we're going to take a look at the battles of Fredericksburg and Chancellorsville. I'll cut it to the chase and say to you that these are 2 extremely embarrassing losses for the Union. In the one battle, they had 122,000 men. In the other battle, they had 130,000 men, and the Union loses both. This is an extreme low point for the Union Army, but we're getting closer to a huge battle, and I don't even think I need to say the name of it, but one that is 45 minutes away from us, and it's going to decide the fate of the Union. If the Union loses the next big battle, it's over. The Confederacy wins this war. But you have the Union just gearing up with the biggest army they could possibly get, and every single time it seems like they're just getting bashed by Robert E. Lee. But Thursday, Friday this week, Fredericksburg and Chancellorsville, 2 huge Virginia battles that every single Virginian probably knows a lot about that, but for us in PA, we don't know as much about those battles, but they are big ones for the Civil War, especially with some of the casualties, especially one significant casualty in the Battle of Chancellorsville. Now, again, 2 assignments, only 2 assessments for the week. One is chapter 1 in that soldier's life paper, and so you got Monday to Wednesday to work on that. And then the other piece is on Friday, after you take a look at the Fredericksburg battle and the Battle of Chancellorsville, there's a quizzes on those 2 battles. So no Google Forms this week, but you do need to submit that soldier's life paper and just chapter 1, just the start of it, and then complete the quizzes game. Now, I also rolled out last week that in order to get a 4 for the week, you need to do the challenge activity. So you can only get a 3 if you don't do the challenge activity, but to get a 4 for the week, you got to do that challenge activity. Here's what it is this week. All you have to do is take a look at, especially with what you're going to see happen this week when it comes to the battles. I want you to look into which leader you think was more important to the Confederacy, Robert E. Lee or Stonewall Jackson. Take a look at their personalities, take a look at their leadership styles, take a look at their successes, and I want you to write at least 2 good paragraphs explaining why you think this person was more effective or more essential to the Confederacy than the other person. When you're done with that, email me that. So if you decide to complete it, and this is not in any way required, but if you want to have a chance of getting a 4 for the week, you'll complete the challenge activity and send it to me through email. So that's that one. All together, have a great week. If you need anything, reach out to me. Have a great one. Hopefully you enjoy the paper. All together, remember, I have office hours on Wednesdays from 10 to 11. And so especially if you need some ideas, if you want to pick my brain when it comes to the paper, please join me for those office hours. I'll have that Google Meet set up, all the sign-in information on Google Classroom for you. All right, thanks. Have a great one.